Welcome to the Entrepreneur Podcast, where we take a look inside the lives of the accomplished and successful businessmen and women. We'll get up close and personal with the founders of booming startups. So lean in and prepare to carry away something to skyrocket your own business. Please subscribe to our show and do leave us a review. It means a lot to us. Now, here's your host, Rajiv.
Hey listeners, welcome to the Entrepreneur Talk Show. I'm your host Rajiv Unikrishnan, and this is the show where we talk about entrepreneurship and speak to great founders, entrepreneurs and investors. Today we have with us again Arpit, Kothari and Dwivedi, co-founders at HolaMed, which runs Med, which is a multi-channel marketplace which enables India's 800 million plus users to buy high quality, affordable healthcare near them. Welcome guys.
Hey.
So this is a very special episode since we had them on before in episode 33, which went live on April 8th. And since then, Med has been acquired by 1mg, previously known as HealthCart. We will talk to them about their journey so far. Just a brief intro. Ira is a Carnegie Mellon grad and living in Denver, working now with Oracle after the acquisition. And before Med, she interned at HCL and a few other companies. Arpit is a IIT Mumbai grad living in Mumbai, and prior to Med, started Walnut India and worked at KDC and Reliance Retail. Again, welcome guys. Hope the intro was correct. And first question, so what's going on in your world today post the acquisition?
Right. So I've joined the 1mg team right now.
Okay.
And so still involved with the diagnostics business.
Okay. And Ira, what about you?
I am working as a product manager.
Okay. And it's been for how long now? A few months?
Uh-huh.
Oh, all right, great. So since we last spoke, I think Med had around 50,000 downloads, serving thousands of patients across, performing tens of thousands of tests in probably less than 6 months across 5 cities in India. So was this the stage at which you start talking to 1mg, and what has been the road to the acquisition?
Right. So what we realized was that having just diagnostics, it was too expensive to acquire customers.
Okay.
So it made a lot more sense because 1mg was a platform with multiple things, including pharmacy. It was far more efficient for them to acquire customers. And we thought, given our expertise in running the diagnostics business, both the companies put together, strengthen the diagnostics portfolio.
Okay.
And serve the customers better. So that was the idea behind, getting acquired by 1mg.
Okay. And what do you see from a technology standpoint?
So I think hang on, let me think about it. I never actually thought about it.
Okay.
I mean, they have a very different technology stack than ours.
Okay.
But with the technology we developed at Med, I think it's going to benefit them too, because we actually went on, I don't know how to put it. Hang on. I need a couple of minutes to think about it.
No problem. I'm going to come back to that question anyway, not a problem.
Sure.
So, according to Prashant Tandon, who is CEO at 1mg, he says that together with Med, they saw a unique opportunity to amplify their leadership position and enter new geographies. And of course, expanding to offer services for booking, imaging tests, etc. But what do you think, other than this, did they see in y'all and the team and the product?
So, Rajiv, could you, what was the specific question?
So what do you think the team at 1mg saw in Med and the team?
So I think, again, we were very focused on the diagnostics business.
Okay.
That is, so they wanted some domain expertise to come along. Apart from that, we were doing a lot of interesting things in terms of, so we had a radiology product. We were the only people, or one of the very few companies which was in the radiology booking space, which has its own challenges, etc. And we were also working on electronic health records and those kind of things. So there were a lot of things that we were doing that 1mg wanted to expand into, and a lot of things. We had a lot of common ground on those things, so I thought so basically it made a lot of sense for us to join hands.
Okay, so how was the road to acquisition, or when did you meet 1mg, and how did this whole discussion start?
Right. So for us, it was really it was in April that we were introduced through common investors.
Okay.
And I think we closed it towards the end of April. The deal was closed towards the end of April.
Oh, that's soon.
Of course, we took our own sweet time in announcing it publicly. But,
Correct. Okay. So, I mean, it was a pretty quick thing. And of course, 1MG is a known success story in India in terms of the health space with over 6 million downloads and 80 million annual visits. And of course, they raised a lot of capital. So, was this like an acqui-hire or was it a stock deal, cash deal, or a mix of everything?
We're not really getting into the details of it,
Correct.
it was a mixed deal.
Okay, got it. So, I mean, apart from you and Ankur who moved to 1MG, did any of your other team members also get hired, or it was just you all two who went on?
Right. So Ankur, so Anurag went with me.
Okay.
Ankur was hired from Abbott. Yes, a few others, especially in the business side, were also hired from the team.
Okay.
Who are currently either they've joined or they are in the process of onboarding.
Great. So, I mean, obviously, there were a lot of challenges that are being faced by startups in India. I mean, you all are one of the bright sparks. So, what do you see as the challenges? And of course, coming to this acquisition, what do you see is the bright side for our listeners, basically?
So I think I'll be more elaborate on this answer.
Mm-hmm.
In 2015, when a lot of the startups started, we had a very so venture capital was new in India, and we had a very restricted view of starting up.
Correct.
Based on what housing and Tiny Owl was doing. I think a lot of people who started up with me have now realized whether or not they've been successful in terms of the current venture, that it is probably far more important to make a sustainable business. I think that balancing the way a mom and pop shop is run with extreme emphasis on unit economics and versus a startup which is run for scale. So that thing is probably going to come into the system, and that's going to make all of us better off.
Great. I mean, moving to, I'm going to go to Ira with moving out of business, but since I've already done this with you, Arpit, but Ira, so who influenced you most in life over time?
So I usually like to follow Indra Nui. I was kind of inspired by her.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is some of the best advice you've been given over time?
Advice given over time.
Yep.
I mean, so people constantly tell me that I am good with technology, and that's something I have to pursue and I should pursue. So that's what people generally tell me. And that's what I keep on doing. Yeah.
Okay. And over time, when did you know? Since you were doing a lot of internships across different companies, but when did you realize you were meant for entrepreneurship?
So that was actually when Arpit and Anurag started up Med and started talking about it. That's when I realized I could do something besides coding for some other company and have my own startup and use my skills for something that's greater than what I could do in a job.
Okay, great. So moving on to, now post-acquisition, this question becomes more valid is, how would you all measure success? Anyone can take it.
I think there's still a long way to go. And this was not really a success or failure. There was a success in terms of, first startup, getting an exit, not having to fire anybody, being able to, get the money back to the investors, etc. But then again, we planned a very different journey for ourselves. So I think more than anything, it's really the journey rather than trying to classify it as success or failure.
Got it. And how important have your employees been to this success and acquisition?
So I think the core team was very important because as in a lot of learnings happened to people. Again, we had a small core team, and most of our employees were part-time in the sense we had, because of resource constraints, we had taken 6-month interns and those kind of things. So there was a huge churn there.
Okay. So just to highlight to our listeners, when I spoke to Arpit, I think 3-4 months back, when I asked him the question of where do you see yourself and the business in 2 to 5 years, His reply was he sees a consolidation in the space, and he wants Med to survive and keep growing, and the winner takes all in this market. Seems like it's all worked out for them, and his predictions were right. I hope it was before the acquisition talk started.
It was before the acquisition
Yeah,
talk
so
started.
so I think your validation is absolutely true. It's worked out well for y'all. So I mean, I'm moving to a part of the show which is a quick fire round, and I'm going to make Ira take this one. Okay, Ira, quick, brief answers. So when people ask you what do you do, how do you answer that?
I tell them that I'm a core techie, and that's all I do. I code. I make a good product.
Okay, so women in tech for y'all, hashtag. When when you think of the word successful, who is the first person that comes to mind?
I mentioned like Indira Nui.
Okay.
Pretty much.
And what do you excel at that people might not realize?
So pretty much tech. I mean, people don't really think I can do a lot of tech as opposed to what I could do. So yeah, that's pretty much tech. Yeah.
All right, great. And favorite city globally?
Globally, I like Denver.
All right. And before we kind of end it, I just want to ask you all guys any more takes on the acquisition, and also any last thought or piece of advice that you want to give our listeners and startup founders who are all, I think, working towards the same goal. But any last inputs from your end?
Right. So I think don't give up.
Okay.
If you are in a tough situation, don't give up. If your team is leaving you, don't give up. And especially if you are early on in your life, especially in your entrepreneurial life, I think you should work more towards building something which creates more value for others than for yourself.
Okay.
So if you can create more value for your employees and investors, I think the journey moving forward would be much easier for you.
Great. So again, guys, Arpit, thanks for taking the time to talk to us, and of course, letting us know about the whole acquisition deal and inspiring our listeners to hopefully start their ventures and move towards the same path. And all the very best at Med, Arpit, and at Oracle, Ira.
Thank you. Thanks, Rajiv.
Do visit us at theasianentrepreneur.com to get the show notes, and also please subscribe to the show and let us know what you think about this show. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening, and please subscribe to the show so you don't miss an episode. In the meantime, head over to theasianentrepreneur.com and check out show notes and other information to motivate you in your entrepreneurial endeavors.